Hello, soap opera fans, and welcome back to TV Day's Drama Digest. Your go-to source for the juiciest updates, tantalizing rumors, and heart-pounding speculation in the world of daytime television is here to dive into a topic that's setting the days of our lives fandom ablaze. Buckle up, because today we're unpacking the electrifying rumor that fan-favorite actor James Scott might be making a dramatic return to the hallowed streets of Salem. Even more shocking? Whispers in the soap world suggest he could be stepping into the iconic role of the notorious Stephano DiMera, the Phoenix himself. Is this a wild fantasy or a plot twist worthy of the DiMera legacy? Let's explore the possibilities, dissect the clues, and revel in the drama that could shake days of our lives to its core. A star's legacy. James Scott as E.J. DiMera. For those who've been loyal viewers of Days of Our Lives, the name James Scott is synonymous with one of the show's most complex and beloved characters, Elvis Aaron DiMera, better known as E.J. From the moment he strutted into Salem in 2006, Scott's portrayal of E.J. DiMera, a suave, cunning, and dangerously charming scion of the infamous DiMera family, captivated audiences. With his piercing gaze, impeccable British accent, and a knack for balancing ruthless ambition with heartbreaking vulnerability, Scott turned E.J. into a fan favorite. His chemistry with Alison Sweeney's Sammy Brady was nothing short of electric, creating one of the most unforgettable super couples in soap opera history. Scott's tenure on Days from 2006 to 2014 was a roller coaster of high-stakes drama. E.J., the son of Stephano DiMera and Susan Banks, was a character who could be both a villain and a hero, often in the same breath. Whether he was orchestrating corporate schemes at DiMera Enterprises, battling the Brady family, or melting hearts with his devotion to Sammy, E.J. was a force of nature. Scott's performance earned him 2 Daytime Emmy nominations, cementing his status as a soap opera icon. His departure in 2014, when E.J. was seemingly killed off in a shocking shooting by a DiMera henchman, left fans devastated. The image of Sammy weeping over E.J.'s lifeless body in the Salem morgue is still etched in the minds of longtime viewers. But as any Days fan knows, death is never permanent in Salem. In 2018, it was revealed that E.J. was alive, spirited away by Stephano's machinations and reunited with Sammy off-screen in Italy. While the character returned in 2021 with Australian actor Dan Fewriegel taking over the role, many fans still associate E.J. with James Scott's magnetic presence. The recast sparked mixed reactions, with some praising Fewriegel's fresh take while others long for Scott's unique blend of charm and menace. Now, a new rumor has ignited hope and skepticism among the Days faithful. Could James Scott be returning to the show, not as E.J., but in a role that would redefine his legacy? The Phoenix rises. Stephano DiMera's potential resurrection. At the heart of this sizzling speculation is the tantalizing possibility of Stephano DiMera's return. Played masterfully by the late Joseph Mascalo from 1982 to 2016, Stephano, known as the Phoenix for his uncanny ability to cheat death, was the ultimate soap opera villain. A master manipulator with a penchant for elaborate schemes, Stephano's shadow loomed large over Salem, even after his character was killed off by Hope Brady in 2016. Mascalo's passing in 2016 left a void in the Days universe, as his portrayal of Stephano was nothing short of legendary. The character's larger-than-life presence, marked by his devilish grin and unrelenting ambition, made him one of the most iconic antagonists in television history. Recent buzz, fueled by Days of Our Lives' Summer 2025 preview, has teased a miraculous comeback for Stephano. A cryptic line from Rafe about Stephano's Phoenix-like ability to rise from the ashes has sent fans into a frenzy. The preview hints that Stephano may awaken from the ultimate power nap, suggesting a resurrection that could only be pulled off in the wild world of soaps. But with Joseph Mascalo no longer with us, the question on everyone's mind is, who could possibly step into Stephano's formidable shoes? This is where the rumor about James Scott comes into play. Sources like Soaps.she.knows.com have speculated about a shortlist of actors who could take on the role of a recast Stephano, and Scott's name has surfaced as a long shot, but an exhilarating one. The idea of Scott, who so brilliantly embodied Stephano's son EJ, returning to portray the patriarch himself is a plot twist that would send shockwaves through Salem. Imagine the drama of Stephano's essence being reactivated in the body of his own son, EJ, played by Scott. The fandemonium would be nothing short of epic. The case for James Scott as Stephano lets paint the picture. Stephano Di Mera, the indestructible patriarch, somehow inhabits the body of EJ, portrayed by James Scott. It's a concept straight out of Day's playbook of wild, sci-fi-inspired storylines. After all, this is a show that has given us devil possession, brainwashing, and cloning. The precedent for such a twist exists. Stephano's essence was once transferred into Steve Johnson, played by Stephen Nichols. From 2019 to 2020, creating the unforgettable Stephano arc. Could the writers pull a similar stunt, placing Stephano's consciousness into EJ's body and bringing Scott back to the canvas? Scott's suitability for the role is undeniable. His portrayal of EJ showcased his ability to channel the Di Mera family's signature blend of charisma, menace, and sophistication. EJ was often a chip off the old block, inheriting Stephano's cunning and flair for the dramatic. Scott's commanding screen presence and ability to deliver both chilling villainy and emotional depth make him a natural fit to carry forward Stephano's legacy. Picture Scott delivering Stephano's iconic lines, his voice dripping with menace as he plots to reclaim the Di Mera empire. The thought alone is enough to give fans chills. Moreover, Scott's history with the show gives him an edge. He knows the world of Salem inside and out, from the Di Mera mansion's dark corners to the intricate family dynamics. His chemistry with the cast, particularly with Allison Sweeney Sammy, could add layers of complexity to a Stephano and EJ storyline. Imagine Sammy confronting a husband who is no longer entirely EJ, but a vessel for Stephano's malevolent spirit. The emotional fallout would be a goldmine for drama, pitting love against betrayal in true Days fashion. The visual of Scott as Stephano would also be a masterstroke in storytelling. EJ's youthful vigor combined with Stephano's seasoned ruthlessness would create a new kind of villain, one who is both physically imposing and psychologically terrifying. It's not hard to envision Scott, with his chiseled features and intense gaze, looming over Salem's residence as Stephano reborn, ready to wreak havoc once more. The obstacles. James Scott's stance on returning. Before we get too carried away with visions of Scott ruling Salem as Stephano, there's a significant hurdle to consider: James Scott himself. In 2020, Scott made headlines when he responded to a fan on Instagram, emphatically stating that he would never return to Days of Our Lives or Hollywood in general. His words were a gut punch to fans who had held out hope for his comeback. Scott, who left the show in 2014 to pursue other endeavors, has since retired from acting and is reportedly running a business called The Whisper Within, which focuses on helping people find inner peace and purpose. Scott's departure from Days was not without its drama. His character's death in 2014, followed by the revelation that EJ was alive, sparked speculation about a potential return. However, Scott's firm stance against returning to Hollywood has been consistent. In a 2020 interview, he expressed disinterest in the entertainment industry, stating, "There is nothing interesting there for me." This sentiment was echoed in reports from Soap Central and Celeb Dirty Laundry, which noted that Scott has embraced a simpler life focused on personal growth and meditation. The actor's decision to step away from the spotlight is understandable. After 8 years of embodying the high-octane role of EJ, Scott may have felt ready for a change. His brief post-Days appearances in primetime shows like Private Eyes and Wrecked were short-lived, and he has since stayed out of the public eye. For many fans, this makes the rumor of his return seem like a long shot, as soaps.chinos.com aptly noted. Yet, in the unpredictable world of soaps, never doesn't always mean never. Other soap stars have made similar declarations only to return when the right opportunity arose. Could Days tempt Scott with a role as juicy as Stephano? The fan frenzy. What would Scott's return mean? If James Scott were to return as Stephano, the impact on Days of Our Lives would be seismic. Fans on platforms like Reddit and X have long expressed their love for Scott's portrayal of EJ, with many lamenting the recast with Dan Feuerriegel. Comments like, "James Scott was phenomenal, and he brought all the heat from day one," reflect the deep connection viewers felt with his performance. A return, especially in a role as iconic as Stephano, would reignite that passion and draw lapsed viewers back to the show. The potential storyline is ripe with possibilities. Stephano's return could upend the current power dynamics in Salem. With EJ, now played by Feuerriegel, navigating his own schemes, a Stephano-possessed EJ could create a fascinating conflict. Would the real EJ fight to reclaim his body, or would Stephano's influence corrupt him entirely? The DiMera family, already fractured, could face new turmoil as Stephano's children grapple with their father's resurrection. Characters like Chad, Kristen, and Tony would be thrust into emotional and moral dilemmas, making for must-watch television. Then there's the Sammy factor. Alison Sweeney's occasional returns as Sammy Brady keep the character alive in the Days universe. A storyline involving Stephano inhabiting EJ's body would be a perfect opportunity to bring Sammy back for a major arc. The heartbreak of seeing her beloved EJ overtaken by Stephano's malevolence would be a tour de force for Sweeney's acting chops. The love story of Sammy and EJ has always been a cornerstone of Days, and this twist could either destroy or redefine their legacy. Alternative theories. Other actors for Stephano. While the idea of James Scott as Stephano is thrilling, Days has a history of recasting major roles with surprising choices. Soaps.chinos.com suggested a short list of actors who could take on Stephano's mantle, including soap veterans like Vincent Irizarry, ex-Dimos, Days, Anders Hove, ex-Faison, General Hospital, and Robert Kelker-Kelly, ex-Bo, Days. Each brings a unique flavor of villainy, but none have the direct connection to the DiMera family that Scott has. Irizarry, for instance, has already played a DiMera, which might complicate his casting, while Hove's chilling performance as Faison could make Stephano even scarier. Another possibility is that Days could introduce a younger Stephano through a reverse Sora's soap opera rapid aging syndrome twist, casting a fresh face to embody the Phoenix's spirit. However, this approach risks alienating fans who associate Stephano with Mascalo's gravitas. Scott, with his proven track record as EJ, strikes a balance between familiarity and innovation, making him a standout candidate. The bigger picture. Why Stephano's return matters. Stephano DiMera's potential resurrection isn't just about one character, it's about the soul of Days of Our Lives. The DiMera family has always been a driving force in the show's narrative, representing power, betrayal, and twisted family loyalty. Without Stephano, the family has lacked its anchor, with EJ, Chad, and others struggling to fill the void. Bringing Stephano back, whether through Scott or another actor, would restore the larger-than-life villainy that defined Days for decades. The timing feels right, too. With Days celebrating 60 years on air in 2025, a major storyline involving Stephano's return could be a fitting tribute to the show's legacy. The summer previews tease suggests the writers are ready to take risks, and a high-profile return like Scott's could generate the buzz needed to keep Days thriving on Peacock. What's next? Waiting for the truth. So, is James Scott really returning to Days of Our Lives as Stephano DiMera? The rumor mill is churning, but the truth remains elusive. Scott's own words cast doubt on the possibility, yet the allure of a role as iconic as Stephano might just be the carrot to lure him back. Soap operas thrive on surprises, and Days has a knack for pulling off the impossible. Whether it's Scott or another actor, the prospect of Stephano rising from the ashes has fans on the edge of their seats. At TV Days Drama Digest, we'll be keeping a close eye on every spoiler, interview, and social media post for clues. Will James Scott shock us all and return to Salem? Could he embody the Phoenix in a way that honors Joseph Mascalo's legacy while forging a new path? Or will Days take a different route, leaving Scott's return as a tantalizing what if? One thing's for sure. In Salem, anything is possible, and the drama is just getting started. What do you think, Days fans? Would you love to see James Scott back as Stephano, or do you have another actor in mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.